We were talking a lot at the top of the show about that uncommon type of precipitation we saw this morning in spots called graupel. This was the shot down in Cranston that we saw, and you notice they're little white balls, and you would say, okay, how is that different from a sleet pellet? A sleet pellet is a little bit harder, and it's nothing more than a raindrop that freezes before it gets to the ground. What you're talking about here is a completely different process. We're going to walk you through that right now. So first, you've got it way cold at the upper levels of the atmosphere, lots of snow that is falling. What happens at that point is you start to see, getting into lower portions of the atmosphere, it's not all snow. It's more rain at that point, but it's still close to freezing, if not even a degree or two below freezing. So we have what we call super cooled. What that means is it is still technically in liquid form, a little counterintuitive, I know, but just cold enough where it can still be liquid form, still be below freezing. We call that super cooled. And those drops, they latch on to your snowflake. I got to step off here so you can kind of visualize that. They latch on, the technical word for that is rime, R-I-M-E, onto the snowflakes, and then they continue to fall. And the end result, you get that tiny little white pellet. It resembles hail or resembles sleet, but it is soft. And that's why sometimes it's called soft hail. You ever have Dippin' Dots ice cream? It's great. I miss it. I feel like it takes me back to being a kid, but very similar process. Maybe someone learned about graupel and said, hey, we got to make this into an edible form, but that's exactly what it is. And it was cool to see that, again, on the rarer side, to get graupel any time of the year. Providence and pretty much all our reporting stations right now clear to maybe just a few clouds. Temperatures as a result have really started to drop, and the wind chill is still there because it is still breezy outside. So you're feeling like the 20s across the board right now. That's where our lake effect snow streamers are currently. You see a little one looks like it broke off here. There were a couple of snow squalls, and we talked about those the last couple of nights reported in Pennsylvania, but we always had a pretty high level of confidence that those were not going to make it all the way to our neck of the woods. But they can sometimes, for sure. More common along cold fronts or troughs. This is, again, strictly a lake effect snow event where the wind blows over the water. There's no front or any kind of weather feature moving through outside of the wind. There you can see your lake effect snow warnings just south of Watertown towards Syracuse up by Lake Ontario, and then Lake Erie just south of Buffalo over towards just north of Cleveland. None of that is expected to reach us at this point on. The winds are starting to die down, so they have a propensity to not travel as far. Now, we have a nice day tomorrow. It's going to be still on the cold side, temperatures in the 30s. As we advance into the afternoon, we'll start to see a little bit more in the way of cloud cover, and there even could be a few sprinkles that pop up at the shoreline, really the Cape and the islands. Likely to see that. I think we're dry inland. We're back to the sunshine on Thursday, and it's a milder day as well. Temperatures closer to seasonable. But the clouds come right back in on Friday, and we are watching our next storm system. Rain, chilly rain at first. Temperatures actually may rise into the overnight, but that's gone, and I think Saturday's looking pretty good. Sunday, maybe not so much. It will be very, very cloudy throughout the day. Here comes that next storm system, and that will be Sunday night into Monday. Temperatures once again rise a little bump up to 52 on Monday before cooling back down into the 40s on Tuesday, and then we'll be watching potentially another storm. And, you know, you just have to think that as these storms keep coming one after the other, especially if they take more of a coastal track, maybe we could see something other than just rain. But again, we are so, look,
now you have my attention here.
We're so snow-starved across southern New England for the last couple of winters.
Especially last year. It was like nothing.
Yeah, and I showed the graphic last night at 11 o'clock. The last time Providence saw at least 6 inches of snow, which I would consider 6 inches a pretty big snowfall.
Decent storm, yeah.
All the way back to January of 2022.
I believe
See,
it.
we're
So,
due. My stance has remained the same since I moved here. If it's going to be cold, we might as well see the beauty of the snow.
That's always I hate nothing more that I hate than cold rain. Although it's good at grapple. You can grapple. But
Sounds like begging, though, doesn't it? Just grappling.
I'm grappling with you,
Grappling
yes.
with
Well, a lot of us are for snow.
Grappling for snow. Thank you, Jeff.